guys, my name is Jennifer and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a new eyeshadow palette to share with you guys, and it is the Elsa eyeshadow from Beauty Creations, and I picked this up. I first heard of them through Dupe That. I follow them on Instagram and I love their content, and they showed like swatches and colors out of these palettes that Beauty Creations just launched, so I was like, dang, I need these palettes. So I actually bought the set of Elsa and Olivia, but I decided to split them up into two separate videos. And I believe this palette is $23 on its own, but when you buy the set, it's $20. And yeah, I'm just gonna skip the rambling and get right to swatches and a tutorial. So the packaging of this palette is really nice. It is like metallic and embossed, and on the back it does have a list of ingredients. So as you can see here, it does contain both talc and mica. I know some people are sensitive to one or the other, but I am not, so I don't mind. It also has the cruelty-free bunny here for those that you know that this means a lot to. And their palettes come, so it's like a sleeve that they come in, and the palette is just like this. It looks exactly the same as its sleeve. And opening this baby up, this is what it looks like. I'm going to take this plastic off of it. Right away, I mean, I knew this when I ordered it, but it doesn't have a mirror. I wish it did, but look at all of these pretty colors, you guys. So on Dupe That's like Instagram page where I first found out about these, they were saying how if you have the Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe, you might be able to skip this one just because it has a lot of the same like greens, blues, and purples in there. I personally don't have the Jaclyn Hill palette. I don't know why. I have not hopped on that bandwagon yet, but I don't have it. So I ordered this one, and it just looks so pretty. So it's got 35 total colors in here, and I'm not sure how many colors I'm going to be able to get on my arm at any one time, but I'm going to see if I can swatch all of these for you because I will not be able to use them all on my eyes at the same time. So I wanted to make sure you guys have a chance to see all the colors. So here are the first set of, let me see how many I swatched. 14 plus 5, 19 colors. This is all I can fit on this arm right now. I will have to do the rest of them once I wipe these ones off, but look at these colors. I am so in love with like these colors right here. This red swatched super well, as well as some of these shimmer colors here, and I'm just so excited to try these. I mean, look at how pretty this teal is. I already know the tutorial that I'm going to do for you guys is going to be like a bluish purple because I just cannot handle these colors. They're very buttery and just really awesome so far. So I'm gonna go wipe these off and swatch the other half of my arm. So here are the remaining colors of this palette, and oh my gosh, look at these colors. Aren't they so pretty? These colors look so pretty. I'm really excited that there is like an actual black in here. I don't like it when palettes like stay away from black because I think it's too dark or too harsh. Like, I love blacks, and I love that that is in here. I can tell that some of these lighter colors, like this blue, is a matte, and I'm afraid it'll be a little bit chalky just because it like was really like chunky and like felt like chalk as I was kind of swatching them, but the shimmers were really buttery smooth, and honestly all of these swatches were one swipe with a finger. There's no primer on my arm or anything, so these colors still are pretty promising. So going into the tutorial, I have basically the rest of my face done. I have my like bronzer, my blush, my foundation, brows, and all that stuff done. My brows came out a little bit strong today, but I have some foundation left on my eyes, so we're going to start with this matte color right here. I'm just going to take that and just set this all over my eyes. My eyelids get really oily, and that one was already like getting a little shiny from me just like sitting here doing swatches. So we want to make sure that that is matted down really nice with this color. So like I said, I know I'm going to gravitate more towards this side of the palette because these colors are just so pretty. I'm going to take this matte like icy blue color and use that as sort of like a transition color. I'm going to just lightly put this in my crease. I'm hoping there's no fallout because I already did the rest of my face. So it does pick up quite a bit of pigment, and there is a little bit of kickback in the palette. So next I'm going to go in with this purple right here. It is a little bit of a shimmer, but I like how light it is. Same thing going into my crease. This one does not have as much kickback, that's for sure. I'm not really getting any of that to fall off my brush as I'm tapping this off on the palette. Taking a brush that is a little bit stiffer, we're going into this violet right here. Still going into that crease area and blending this out. This was another matte, and it definitely had as much kickback as the light blue. So I'm thinking the mattes maybe just have a lot of kickback in the palette. I'm going in with that first crease brush. I'm not putting anything on it. I'm just using that to help soften the edges of this look. And then I'm going to go in with this dark purple, also matte color on the outer corners of my eyes. Same story with the kickback. I think that's just going to be the story of the mattes in this palette. Because I want that to be just a little bit darker, I'm going to go in with a little bit of this, like, it's like a really dark brown, but not black, like this shade up here. Same thing with the outer corners of my eyes, tapping off the excess because these mattes are just picking up a lot and kind of bring some kickback, and I don't want that to fall all over my face. And then I'm going to do a cut crease today, so I'm using this BH Cosmetics. This is their Pro Concealer, and this is the shade 100, which I believe is the lightest. I'm just taking a small, stiff brush and using that to cut my crease. And again, if you've seen me do these before, I love to bring this up really high, especially on this eye because it's more hooded than the other one. I kind of just do a little bit of this and kind of call that good for this eye. Taking like a really stiff and thin kind of oval brush, I'm going to go in with this purple that I used in my crease, and I'm going to use that to darken up the top of my cut crease. And this is just going to give me like a more defined cut crease look. You don't have to use a ton to get this to show up. If you use a ton, it'll start to look really unblended and like not really nice, so don't go in with a ton. So next I'm going to go in with this really shimmery blue color right here. I'm going to use my fingers because it is a shimmer, and I'm just taking that and packing that all over my eyelid where I had my cut crease. This is so pigmented and so easy to work with. So I'm going back in with this purple and this like dark brown on the outer corners of my eyes just to make that part darker again, because the blue sort of covered some of that up, and I want to make sure that that blends well and there's some definition there. And then I'm going to go in with this color. It looks like a shimmer white on camera, I think, but it's actually like a really light icy blue, which is absolutely beautiful. I'm just going to pop that really aggressively on my inner corners of my eyes. So I promised one of my viewers, by the way, I just popped on some wings quick and I'm doing my lashes. I promised a viewer that I would try these magnetic lashes again, because if you have not seen me struggle through these, I will link it here, but it literally took me like an hour and a half to figure out how to use these bad boys. And so I really wanted to make sure that I practice and do better with these. So far I've spent about a whole 5 minutes on these, so that's already turning out a lot better than the first time I tried them, and I think they are on. For my lower lash line, I'm going to go in with a combination of these two blues and then also this dark purple, kind of copying what I have on the top and just transferring that down to the bottom. I think I'm going to be using the same brush that I used on kind of like my crease on the top. And just pop these colors in. These blues are seriously so pigmented. I am just like so blown away by these. So because I have a pretty dramatic eye, I'm just going in with something a little bit neutral on the lips. I'm using Buff by Anastasia Beverly Hills to complete this look. So that is it, you guys. I think that completes my look. I really enjoyed this palette. You guys, this has been so pigmented and I am just so blown away by the quality of these. I know I really only use like 5 or 6 out of them, but I think I have a pretty good grasp on the mattes and the shimmers. I mean, the mattes, I kind of blew away the kickback, but there was, you know, quite a bit of kickback here on some of these mattes, but the shimmers performed absolutely beautifully. That tends to be how most formulas are. I just think mattes are just easier to, mattes are harder to formulate than shimmers are, but these colors have all performed so well. I know purples are really hard to formulate, and for that to have been so blendable yet so pigmented at the same time, I am super impressed by this palette. I cannot wait to use this more. Like I said, I wish there was a mirror in it, but at the end of the day, you are paying $23 for all 35 of these beautiful colors. I don't think you can go wrong with this. And yeah, if you have enjoyed this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to hit the subscribe button here before you go. And I hope to see you next time. Bye!